Have you ever stopped to think about how many financial opportunities you've unknowingly let slip by? Maybe you made an impulsive decision that cost you more than you expected. Or, like many of us, you didn't even realize the mistake until it was too late. Today, I want to talk about something we all face at some point. Financial mistakes. This isn't about blaming you or dwelling on past decisions. It's about learning together how to avoid these pitfalls so you can build a stronger and more secure future. We'll dive into the most common mistakes we make in our 30s, 40s, and 50s. But don't worry, we won't stop at just pointing out the problems. I'll also give you practical solutions and strategies to get back on track and take control of your finances. Why do we make financial mistakes? Before we get into specifics, let's talk about why these mistakes happen. Most of the time, it's not due to a lack of intelligence or effort, but rather three key factors. 1. Lack of financial education. Schools didn't teach us how to handle money. 2. Social and cultural pressures. We feel the need to meet expectations that don't align with our financial goals. 3. Lack of planning. We live on autopilot, spending without a clear plan. Now let's look at the specific mistakes we tend to make at each decade and how to avoid them. Financial mistakes in your 30s and how to avoid them. Mistake 1. Delaying retirement savings. In your 30s you might think, I'm still young, I have time to worry about retirement. This is one of the most costly mistakes because time is your greatest ally when it comes to building wealth in the long run. How to avoid it? Start now, even with small amounts. A consistent monthly contribution to a retirement or investment account can grow exponentially thanks to compound interest. If your employer offers a retirement plan, take full advantage, especially if they offer matching contributions. Mistake 2. Overspending to impress others. Your 30s are often a time when you feel social pressure. Dream weddings, new cars, exotic vacations. While these things offer temporary satisfaction, they often lead to debt. How to avoid it? Define your financial priorities. Do you really need that new car, or could you save and invest in something more lasting? Learn to say no to unnecessary expenses. You don't need to impress anyone but yourself. Mistake 3. Ignoring the importance of an emergency fund. Unexpected expenses can arise at any time. Car repairs, medical emergencies, or even job loss. Not having an emergency fund can push you deeper into debt. How to avoid it? Build an emergency fund with at least 3 to 6 months worth of basic expenses. Keep this fund separate from your daily use accounts. Financial mistakes in your 40s and how to avoid them. Mistake 1. Not diversifying your investments. By your 40s, many people have some savings but often concentrate them in one area, like a single investment fund, their home, or even the family business. This approach leaves you vulnerable to risks. How to avoid it? Diversify your portfolio by investing in different assets, real estate, stocks, bonds, and index funds. Consult a financial advisor to ensure your investments align with your goals. Mistake 2. Failing to update your financial plan. As we age, our priorities shift. However, many people continue managing their finances as if they were still in their 20s or 30s. How to avoid it? Reassess your financial goals each year. Do you need to save more for your kids' education or your retirement? Adjust your strategy accordingly, analyze your debts and focus on paying them off. Mistake 3. Falling into the empty nest syndrome trap. If your kids have gone off to college or moved out, you might feel tempted to spend more on yourself. While this isn't inherently bad, without planning, it could jeopardize your financial future. How to avoid it? Before making big purchases like home renovations or costly vacations, ensure your savings and retirement goals are on track. Use this time to strengthen your investment portfolio. Financial mistakes in your 50s and how to avoid them. Mistake 1. Underestimating retirement costs. In your 50s, many people assume they'll manage with their current savings or pensions. However, underestimating retirement expenses, such as healthcare or inflation, can be disastrous. How to avoid it? Calculate your projected expenses and compare them to your current savings. Consider working with a financial planner to ensure you're prepared. Mistake 2. Failing to protect your wealth. At this stage, protecting what you've accumulated should be a priority. However, many neglect areas like insurance or estate planning. How to avoid it? Invest in proper health and life insurance. Consult an attorney to create a will or trust to ensure your assets are distributed as you wish. Mistake 3. Relying too much on your children. It's common for some parents to expect financial help from their children in the future, but this can create family tensions. How to avoid it? Aim for financial independence. Work on a plan that allows you to sustain yourself without relying on others. Teach your children financial principles so they can also be independent. Real-life stories, learning from others' mistakes. Story 1. Javier's debt spiral. Javier, an engineer in his 30s, decided to buy a much larger house than he needed because it was his dream home. Over time, the monthly payments and maintenance costs left him with no room to save or invest. When he was laid off, he had to sell the house at a loss. This experience taught him the importance of living within his means and prioritizing an emergency fund. Lesson: ensure that any major decision like buying a house fits within your budget and doesn't compromise your savings. Story 2. Marta's reinvention at 50. Marta had worked at the same company for 25 years, but at 50 she faced an unexpected layoff. With minimal savings and no plan, she had to sell some possessions to cover expenses. Instead of giving up, Marta reinvented herself. She invested in a digital marketing course and started an online business. Today she's not only financially stable again but has also discovered a new passion. Lesson: always invest in your skills and keep an open mind about change. Making financial mistakes is human, but failing to learn from them can be costly. It doesn't matter if you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, there's always time to make better choices and build a stronger future. Now it's your turn. Which of these mistakes resonated with you the most? Share your experience in the comments so others can learn from you. And don't forget, share this video with someone who needs these tips and subscribe for more content that can transform your financial life. Remember, the journey to financial stability isn't linear. Every step counts, and every day you make a smart decision, you're closer to the financial freedom you deserve. The best time to start is now.